Well, hello, and welcome to my channel or the podcast, depending on where you're listening to this. I hope that you are having a fabulous day. We are getting closer to me figuring out what to name the podcast, but we're not there yet. And so I just want you all to bear with me. I need to figure out what makes sense, so that people know what it's about. Um, and I'm just letting things evolve as they do. Today, we're going to talk about what Reiki and what it's done for me and what it's currently doing for me and what I hope to help other people with. Um, because I firmly believe that it has, in some cases, saved my life, and in the current state, is helping me work through my trauma and release the emotional baggage that I'm carrying. So it's a slow process. It's not like a quick fix. You're not going to get one session and then be all good. And all of that trauma has disappeared and all of the pent up frustration. But I have had some really profound experiences over the last couple of sessions that I've done on myself. And I've watched profound shifts and changes in other people. I've felt profound changes in myself by getting Reiki done on me. Um, it's a really powerful tool. And I think that it's not well understood, like what is Reiki. So let's talk about that first. Reiki is an energy healing. My brand of Reiki has a deep focus on the chakras and balancing them and clearing them out. Um, and really getting into, because I really feel like we are electrical impulses, right? Our heart beats, and with those electrical impulses in our brain, and there is energy everywhere around us, right? Everything is energy. If you walk up to a tree and you hold your hand near the tree, don't touch the tree, but actually hold it near, you can feel electrical impulses. Gravity is an energy, right? Everything is energy, and so are we. Everything that makes us real and viable and touchable is and warm is all measured in energy and heat and things of that nature. And so, what I think happens in our bodies and what I'm seeing in other people when I've done Reiki is that those energy centers, and sometimes it's not actually that. I mean, I've done Reiki on hips. I've done Reiki on spines. I've done Reiki on mouths. Um, it's something that is very versatile. Okay. Um, and my thoughts are that when we get those energy centers and those that energy flowing through our body in a really cohesive, really smooth fashion, everything else moves smoothly. Our emotions flow better. We are better able to comprehend what we're feeling, express our emotions. We are better able to fully and completely be. We're able to block energies that we do not want. We are able to allow and accept and receive energies that we do want. We are able to figure out what is our voice versus what is others' voices, like societal pressures versus, and I want you to think of societal pressures like the pressures that are on tectonic plates. And when you have that kind of bearing down on you, and you personally don't have a strong enough boundary or a strong enough base for yourself, right? Imagine that you yourself are a rock or a mountain, and that energy can be moved, right? You can move mountains, tectonic plates rub against each other, and that causes a lot of friction. But if you are able to repel that energy and go, no, that's not for me, everything else gets simpler. And now you're able to rise above and see the heavens, see what our true purpose is right there. And maybe that didn't make a whole lot of sense. Hopefully it did. Anyway, my point is that when we know what our voice is, and when that throat chakra is completely clear and moving, think of that like a windmill. I look at it, when I see them, it's like a one of those water mills that you see, and the energy just flows through them. And you have 7 of those chakras. And quite frankly, again, you can do Reiki on other parts of the body, but this is my main focus for myself lately because I have a lot of trauma, especially childhood trauma. So, and it's affecting every aspect of my life. And if you've known me over the last couple years, I've really been just kind of all over the place and just really trying to make ends meet. And I think that that's an okay thing when you have to do that, right? If you are just trying to survive and just trying to put food on the table and just trying to eat, um, it's okay. But at some point, it's good to figure out who you are and what you want out of life and what you want for your family. Do I have CPTSD myself. I have a husband who has CPTSD, and so it's just complex PTSD. And I'm exhausted with all of the triggers from that. I'm exhausted with all of the mental health stuff that comes with complex PTSD. I'm exhausted with constantly feeling bogged down and sad and frustrated. And so it's time to change that. And I've been trying to, and I'm also dealing with fibromyalgia. So, which I believe, and they are doing studies to prove this, that a lot of people who have complex PTSD or PTSD end up with fibromyalgia. And it's because your body is just so tense all the time from constantly being in fight or flight or high cortisol level, crazy, constant fear and intense whatever that you just have all this inflammation inside of you, and it could be caused by other things, but frankly I'm tired of having migraines all the time. I'm tired of not being able to sleep at night. I'm tired of not being able to move my body. I'm tired of my back always hurting. I'm tired of having painful sex. I'm tired of having no sex drive. Um, and are there other things? Every time I've gone to the doctor and said, this is what I'm experiencing, they go, well, your hormone levels are fine. And I'm like, okay, well, that's great, except that I'm still having all of these problems, right? And no medical intervention as of right now has helped me. And so I've started looking into alternative things, and so far it's helping. And it has been helping. And every time I've gone back to this place, it's helped. So clearly there's something here. And if I can get a benefit from it, I know that other people can get a benefit too. And so I thought to myself, well, if I started doing Reiki in 2007, ish. Yeah. And I never asked for money. I would just do it. Um, and I thought to myself, well, if I'm going to start asking for money, I really need to have some kind of formal training. And so I signed up for a class not too long ago, and or during the pandemic. And then we were in survival mode, and I was trying to work and educate my child for a year and a half, and everything just kind of felt like it was insane. Um, and so I bought like a ton of things. I had like that stimulus money helped. I bought a Reiki course, a sound healing course, so I was using these techniques to help me go to sleep at night. Listening to ASMR Reiki and listening to sound healing and noticing changes within my body when I was doing these things regularly. I'm like, okay, so there's clearly something to this. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't understand it, but it's something in this that's helping, that's working, that my anxiety is so much less. My depression and my anger and my rage are so much less. And I'm finding myself feeling lighter and happier and in less pain, even though I am in the middle of a global pandemic and I am extremely severely stressed out. So, again, there's got to be something to this, right? However, in the midst of all of that, I didn't have the time or the energy to finish the courses. So I never did. And a couple of months ago, I was like, you know what? Like I could feel the weight of having these things just not completed. And it was really bothering me. And I'm like, okay, so I could continue doing what I'm doing, which wasn't working. And I could feel my body breaking down massively. Or um, I could carve a new path and maybe start finishing some of these things that I started in 2014. And hence the rebirth of this podcast. I had a mindfulness course that I went through. I finished that. I'm really proud of myself. I had the Reiki course, which I'm almost done with. I've done the actual coursework. The only thing I have left is the practice work. And I'm working on wrapping that up. And I have a 200-hour yoga course that I'm going to work on, and I currently I'm in the middle of a coaching course that is deals a lot with neuro-linguistic programming. So if you know what NLP is, that's what that is. And it, unbeknownst to me, is something that I've been doing for a really, really long time. I just, again, don't have formal training in it. So I'm working on getting formal training in neuro-linguistic programming. It's learning how to reframe things that are happening, looking at how we do things, that mind body connection, mind brain connection, and really understanding the way that we think and the way that we speak about things really impacts the way that we function in the world and how successful we are. And so it's learning to shift that. I actually have two courses in that I'm going to be doing. So I'm doing one of them and then I'm going to work on the other one just to kind of really ground myself in that practice. And I think it'll be good. But anyway, I really think that if this is something that you're interested in, if you're interested in Reiki, if you're interested in learning about Reiki, if you're interested in having a Reiki session, please let me know. I am doing some really discounted sessions right now, and I would love to help you kind of unblock your energy and get it flowing again. If that's something that you're interested in, holler at me. And I'll leave a link below actually to one of the discount sessions. I hope you have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later. See ya. Bye.